For many people, even solving a Rubik's Cube is a rather difficult task, but the Rubik's Cube has a few different varieties. It can be Rubik's Cubes of different sizes or even different shapes, but today we will talk about Pyramid. The Pyramid is much simpler than the Rubik's Cube, at least because there are simply fewer parts and fewer options to move. And due to this fact, professional players can solve the Pyramids in just a couple of seconds. I'm wondering how much it will take me. Well, not bad, but there are other pyramids, for example, this one. And you might say, yes, there are even less details, it is even simpler, it's just that you need to turn over the corners and that's it. Well, nope, in fact, this pyramid is much more complicated than the previous one, simply because the corners don't turn here. It turns and changes its shape. And thus you can get something completely different from the pyramids and get confused in the position of the elements. Thus, it will be more difficult to solve it. By the way, it can be solved pretty similar to a 2x2 Rubik's Cube. And as you can see, it is not so easy to solve it even in the shape of a pyramid, but swapping all the elements will be way more difficult. By the way, if you want to see how I solved it and other puzzles, you can follow this link, there will be a video with this pyramid. But today we will talk about a different puzzle. This pyramid here is way more difficult than any other pyramids you have ever seen. Because here we can turn the corners, as you can see, along with additional central elements, and it can turn, changing its shape. Thus, we will also use these small internal elements, which may be mixed up, and sometimes they can even change their shape. As you can see, it even changes its size at a certain moment, and today I will try to cope with these pyramids. By the way, as you can see, I have already begun to scramble it. It will no longer be possible to quickly return it to the initial position, so let's try to scramble it. Listen, well, just a couple of movements and the pyramid is already not recognizable. Look, these details, these elements came out of nowhere, and today there will be a rather serious challenge to solve this puzzle. It is way more complex than any other pyramids you have ever seen. By the way, it's pretty rare, you may find it only in a few places. And before starting the solving, I think it's time to like the video, because you will not see this puzzle anywhere else except on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe too. I press start and start thinking. I'm sure there's a secret, and when I reveal it, it will definitely surprise us. So the first thing I want to do is to get rid of these weird parts, make an even pyramidal shape like this. And in order to do so, I want to combine these corners with these semicircles. I want all of them to look like the yellow one. Here a green with green, blue with blue, and so on. And it's going to be like this. You see, look, we have one corner solved. Oh, there's a certain position where, as you can see, there are no corners on these sides, and I can't just turn this part over. Because they only turn by moving the corners, see? Well, there are no corners here. For example, here I need to put the green in its place, but when I do this, the blue is broken. That's the difficulty. Here is the last one left. Where to put it? Right here. Please work. Yes, over here, here, and the last one. Yes! My god, look how beautiful it is! It is even more or less solved in terms of colors, and it seems that the puzzle will be solved soon, but if we look at this side, here we have a complete chaos. Well, but nevertheless, we brought it all into the shape of a pyramid. In theory, it should look like this. Look, it happened pretty quickly, 4 minutes, but the most difficult part is ahead. We'll need to change these little details. I'm sure once I figure out the solution, the secret will blow my mind. There's a problem. In an ordinary pyramid, the corners are connected, and by moving them, we move the rest of the elements. For example, here the corners are not connected to each other. No matter how much we turn, the elements are not going to move anywhere. We need to find a way to move them. With one movement, I put 3 small parts at once into place. Blue here, green here, yellow here. Everything is in its place. Okay, there's not much left, it turns out. Swap orange and blue. The shape of the pyramids depends on what parts we move. If the pyramids is scrambled, then when we move the corners, we'll see the large arcs. If the pyramids is solved in its usual form, like this, then when moving, small parts will change. Because the pyramids can turn in this way, we can change the centers relative to each other. For example, I need the color to be green instead of yellow, and I can do it without destroying the shape of the pyramid. Green is now here. I found another way to save details on their place. If, for example, I need to turn this part, but here, as you can see, the solved one is already scrambled again, we simply put what has not been solved yet in this place. And thus we don't destroy anything that was solved. Cool thing. Yellow is ready. If you look here, the pyramid is almost solved. I really like it, don't know about you? But I get so excited from solving new puzzles. Every time I pick up a puzzle, one that I have never solved before, one that I am unfamiliar with, this is a new challenge for me. I don't know the algorithms that I used for this puzzle, I don't know its secret, but nevertheless I will try to find it. To do this, I need some time to understand the pattern of moving parts. Now I will try to find it, perhaps to create some algorithms and explain them to you. This puzzle is really difficult. I went to the website thecubicle.com where you can find it, and there's an incredible variety of such puzzles. A huge assortment of goods will surprise even the most enduring speedcubers. Accessories, mats and the latest innovations in the world of puzzles appear in the store every week, so stay on top and develop your skills. Check the link in the description and use my special promo code CUBASTIC to get a discount on your order, while I'm trying to solve this pyramorphics. So it's strange, but in these pyramids I found similarities with a 2x2 Rubik's Cube, where we have a bottom layer, the top layer, right, left, the front one, this one, and back. So in fact it's like a Rubik's Cube 2x2, but with complications, exactly the same as this one, this pyramid. It's just a 2x2 cube in the shape of a pyramid. Thanks to the algorithms that I used for the 2x2 cube, I've managed to solve this one now. I want to try the following. I need to create an algorithm for moving these parts here. And in any case, it exists. Knowing the structure of Rubik's cubes and its abilities, I understand for sure that at least 3 elements will sequentially move with some specific algorithm that I do not yet have. I solved the orange color without algorithms. Cool, how can I keep it now? Guys, subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications, because in one of the following videos we're going to solve a Rubik's Cube with the help of iPhone. Don't miss out. So, I got the algorithm, guys! I came up with an algorithm. There's absolutely nothing complicated here. See? I replace one with another one with the third one, and the third one with the first. Everything is so simple, the reverse is done in exactly the same way. One, the second one, the third one in its place. Everything is so simple, even algorithms are not needed here, but I have a problem. In my method, 3 movements are used, here there are only 2 of them. So you need to add some third corner. Put the first one here, the second here, and the third here. What do we get? Too much. Now we have 4 of them. We put first, change to the second. Here it is, now we have 3 of them. Nice, and we already know how to change 3 of them. Move orange, move blue, replace orange, and return. 22 minutes, almost 23. Puzzle solved. Oh my god! For the first time in my life, I solved a Pyraminx limb cube, one of the most complex pyramids that exists. And I did it in just 22 minutes and 55 seconds. This video, I'm sure, was interesting for speedcubers. I'm sure this video was interesting for puzzle lovers, and if you liked the solving and secret that I found in this puzzle, you can subscribe to the channel in order to also learn how to solve such puzzles. Well, that was Cubastic, thank you all so much for watching, bye everyone and have a good time!